and welcome to the RPL Gold Week 1. We have ARRC versus Team Phoenix Rising, and this is SKZ Ducky and my co-caster,
Hey,
Draxo.
what's up, guys? Let's do it. Should be
So,
exciting. Yeah, ARC is anti-Remzi Club, but that's a lot of stuff to say, so we'll go with ARC for now, and probably Phoenix for TPR.
so it's Week 1. What are we looking at here? You know these teams more than I do.
Well, I
So,
know Phoenix pretty well. These
okay.
guys actually came from Duo Esports BSG League, and they've been playing together for weeks now, with a couple adjustments, but mostly the same roster. Their mid laners subbed out, so we might see some weakness there from Prism because he is a jungler. In terms of Arc, though, I know Chazure is a pretty decent AD carry player, but the rest of them, in my mind, are unknown. So why don't we look at the OPGG, see if we can comment on some of those champion pools. Taking a look right now. Their top laner, Spoder Juan, who is currently in the correct position. Yeah, he's a Darius main, actually. So we might see some fighters in the top lane rather than the normal Maokai, Ornn, tank trifecta of the top lane. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that would be really exciting. Uh, I'm actually trying to see. Am I not live? That's the real question. It
Hmm.
didn't put it back, but I can't. It's not popping up. I have it followed. Huh. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
So I'm trying to figure out why.
RSCGG. It says it's live.
Oh, is it?
Uh,
Can you send me the link? Cause
oh,
it's
yeah, they can hear us. They can hear us.
okay. Cool. Okay.
Yeah,
I
let
had a
me get the
little
link to you.
had a little mini panic attack.
It's okay. There's no one watching anime.
So
Yet. Title's a little bit off, though.
it's okay.
Currently, it says RS Podcast number 19.
I'll
So
mess.
I guess we're a podcast now.
Yeah, I'll message Batman about it.
What's the topic of the podcast? We could talk
He.
about the defenestrations of Prague. Is that a good podcast topic?
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Feeding mid laners.
Feeding me. Yeah, until we fix this, though, we can't get started. Oh, are we just going to get started? All
Yeah,
right.
no. I told him ready. So.
All right.
Alright, so I'll message TSM Batman as well.
All right, looks good. All right, so getting into this, you have ARC versus TPR. I know that Phoenix is a decently strong team, so ARC's going to have to do a lot, except for, of course, the exception of the mid lane Prism. So what kind of picks are we looking for here? What's the meta currently? What kind of
Um,
picks are the
I, I,
strongest?
I definitely like their bands that they have so far. I expect either a Kaisa or a Caitlyn, ADC. I think Swain is pretty strong.
Mhm.
I think when we talk about wait,
Oh!
that's not supposed to happen. Um,
Really?
Someone left, so they must have either messed up on picks or someone lagged out. Like that happens all the time. So, um,
Batman told us to stop. Said the casters aren't ready. What? What do you mean the casters aren't ready? All right, Ducky, you ready?
yeah, we're ready.
I'm ready.
We're
You
ready.
ready?
We're ready for game 2.
We're ready. We're ready.
Oh, the stream wasn't ready. It's because the title was wrong, but he
Yeah, I
fixed
think it
it.
was the title. Yeah, he fixed it.
Yeah.
All right, we're ready now.
Yep.
All right. We running the same bands?
Yeah, they have to run the same
They,
heads.
they have to run the same bands.
Yeah. So I mean, I like the Zaya. If you have someone who's really good at Zaya, you definitely want to take that away because It is a very, very solid pick. And I mean, it's one that's easily carryable with, and it pairs with a lot of ADCs. You don't have to just play the Rakan. Where I think Rakan is pretty much only, I think he's really only good with Zaya. I think the Zaya ban was pretty good. So we got the Olaf. As far as bans, I still think like Olaf Skarner is worth banning.
Okay.
You could also do a Trundle. Trundle counters a lot of the tank meta junglers. So as far as supports, I mean Morgana's the S tier support right now. You got the spell shield, the binding that lasts forever. So and
Yeah,
pairs
absolutely.
really well with the ADCs that are in meta. So
What do you think about the current Varus build where they run Ginsu's into Nashor's Rabadons as the meta AD carry flavor
I
of the month?
I actually like the Jhin with the Gensus more than the Varus. I don't know. I don't see too many Varuses right now, like in a lot of the leagues that I've casted. So, I've seen a lot more Jins. I think the Sejuani ban. Why are people still banning that champion? I don't
Yeah,
think he's.
champion got hit pretty hard in that last nerf.
Yeah, I don't think it's worth it, and I think you could easily pick Trundle into it, and I think Zack's a better ban than Sedge. So.
Oh yeah, yeah, I agree. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
So
What do
they,
you think about that Olaf nerf with the? Because you mentioned Olaf as a good pick, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think it nerfed it a little bit. I mean, obviously the initial speed up from his ult, I mean that is kind of big, but I mean he still counters a lot of things that are meta right now. So I think it's a good pickup. It's weird that you would ban the Kog'Maw and the Bard. They must be worried. I mean, the guy must be a Bard one trick or some shit. Cause so
Yeah,
so.
it's possible. And usually things like that are target bans specifically.
Okay, yeah, I'm looking at it. He's got the most games played on Bard, so yeah, that's a target.
Oh, the Morgana locked in. You just talked about that.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty standard. You get Kaisa first pick, which is I would take that almost any time. But then you give away the Morg Caitlyn. I think instead of the Kog'Maw, they probably should have banned either the Morg or the Caitlyn. But
So
obviously,
Caitlyn Morgana, yeah.
I mean that's a fierce duo. That's gonna be hard to counter with. Kaisa's gonna have to really be good with her ults, because if she goes in and gets hit by a Morg Q, she'll pretty much be dead. And there's the Olaf. So the pretty standard meta picks right now. If I'm what is it? Phoenix, I'm probably gonna draft maybe a Trundle to get the counter pick on the Olaf. So.
Yeah, looks pretty standard stuff, bro. What kind of support are we looking for?
Oh.
Oh, Thresh locked in, actually.
I really like this. So the great thing about Thresh with an Olaf or a Skarner is that ability to lantern them out. They get too deep, they can pretty much just try to go kill your backline, and then if they get too deep, they can get the Thresh lantern and walk out. The Shyvana pick. Okay, this one. I'm just gonna take all your dragons. I'm gonna try to take and counter jungle you. That's gonna be a little hard against Olaf because Olaf catches you in the jungle. He's gonna be able to chase the Shyvana down. So I'm not a big fan of the Shyvana pick into Olaf, but if they can get some early dragon control and take dragons, that it could come out big. So this is a little risky with. If you get a couple Infernal Drakes or, a couple Mountain Drakes that really help you out, I think that this could be good, but we'll have to see how that plays out. Pretty standard. Syndra's a very powerful mid laner, so that's a pretty standard ban. Renekton must be a target. Yeah, I mean, Renekton Pantheon, those are definitely target bans, so they're trying to. I guess they must be worried a lot about this top laner because they kind of banned 3 top lane champs. So
Yeah. Well, keep in mind though that in the second round of bans, of course, most of the champions have been picked for both sides, so you're kind of only have two choices left.
well, I
Uh,
kind of thought they might target the mid laner a
target the
little
mid
more.
laner more.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because the mid laner plays Orianna, Xerath, Azir. Those are very annoying champions. So, I could see them pick up like the Orianna. The Orianna with the Shyvana would be pretty big,
oh, the Malphite
and then the
lock-in.
Malphite. So I could honestly see Orianna being picked up by.
Quick shout out to Queef in the Twitch chat. Yeah, I am Drex here from the Reddit post. That is me. I am me. Hello. Yeah, well, let's talk about the bot lane though, right? Because it is a bot lane meta currently. Bot lane has a lot of pressure and supports have more gold than ever before. So you mentioned that Thresh synergizes pretty well with the kind of let's pick someone out with the team comp. But one of the biggest interactions is Thresh versus Morgana in the bot lane. So let's talk a little bit about that. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I still think it's good because Kai'Sa can go in at the ult. You have the Thresh laner and be able to get him out. You also have the hook. If Thresh lands a hook on anyone, and the Black Shield is down, it's pretty much a kill because Kai'Sa can all in you and put out massive amounts of damage. So really, if they can bait out the Black Shield, that's where Thresh needs to land the hooks. So
Here's the Orianna. You were just talking about that. Were you
yeah.
predicting that for Phoenix or for ARC?
Honestly, I thought both comps could really use it. So I
Look at
thought
that.
they made a mistake by letting Team Phoenix should have probably maybe picked that up and then waited for the Malphite last. But I guess they wanted to go ahead. I mean, Xerath and Ori is gonna be pretty strong at poke, but Orianna's gonna have the better team. I mean, you put the ball on Shin or Olaf, and I mean that pretty much destroys their whole back line. So, their team ARC is, in my opinion, has the better team comp. And a lot of it's gonna be if Caitlyn or the Xerath get caught out of position, they could be in a lot of trouble. So. You do have the Malphite engage, you do have the Shyvana engage, but I mean, to me, it's gonna come down to does Morgana get the Q pick on somebody, and can Team Phoenix actually work off that pick?
Yeah, we'll see how they work together with compositions. The both team compositions have been completed. 5 champions selected. We are currently on spectator delay. So let's talk a little bit about the early game here from both junglers, right? So for lanes, usually not a lot happens in competitive environments like this, just due to the fact that people generally play safer, tend to farm more. So we have Olaf versus Shyvana. Are we looking for early ganks? Are they going to be farming it out like their laners? What are we going to see here?
Okay, so I think the Shyvana's going to have to. The Shyvana should be telling the bot lane to push in, and Xerath will have priority. So Shyvana should focus on the bot mid jungle invade, and that's going to be perfect for dragon control. So that is one thing that they did. I think they'll leave top on an island and just focus invading. So what Team ARC needs to do is know that they're going to lose priority both in bot and mid, and continue to ward their entrances and in the river so they don't give away free dragons. Because I do believe that Team ARC could actually control dragons as long as they have it worded out. So you know, with Phoenix, they're going to have the priority, and it will cause issues if ARC does not ward properly.
Absolutely. All right, so that kind of talks about the jungling a little bit. You said leave top lane on an island. So for top lane, right, we're looking a little bit more of a 1v1 kind of trading back and forth. Who has the advantage in the Shen versus Malphite matchup?
I think you're going to have Shen, but what's going to happen is whenever Shen uses his ult in other lanes, then Malphite's going to be able to get that advantage. So Shen's going to naturally, because you're going to get the Tiamat to be able to push faster. You might even go Banner of Command because Malphite's not ever going to really be able to kill it. So it's definitely going to be it's definitely going to be interesting to see the builds on the top laner, because it's like, okay, are they going to go for the full split push? Whereas I could see Malphite going more of a team fight build, maybe not necessarily a banner, but I could definitely see the Shin doing the banner, splitting, trying to force somebody to have to match him, and then him being able to join the team. You're going to see a lot of Olaf running in with the Shin ult and an Orianna ball and just destroying Phoenix's backline. So they have to be very careful about that happening, and they're going to need Malphite to be with them. So
Absolutely. 5 seconds on the clock. Spectator delay is about to time out, and we will be entering the first game of the match between ARRC and Phoenix. We're going to take a short break on the casting side, maybe play some music during the loading screen, and
whoa. Hello?
Hello?
Okay.
All right, we good? Let me refill my water. Be right back. Washington. No sound.
That's good.
And we are back for game 1 of ARRC versus Team Phoenix Rising. So
All right, let's get into it. Game 1 is beginning with ARRC on the blue side, and of course Phoenix Rising on the red side. What are we seeing from these teams right now? What is this formation?
okay, so I think that they'll probably just play safe. Just do a counter. So yeah, I mean this is pretty standard. I mean, you do have the Morgana, but other than that, they don't really have a huge amount of pressure, kill pressure. So definitely a safe. Just kind of see where people are going to start. Interesting that Olaf might start blue side. So that means he wants to get an early gank bot. Shyvana, I hopefully will match that, because I think it's all gonna revolve around bot lane. So
Yep, definitely see a lot of action with the Kate Morg versus Kaisa. Thresh, the game's kicking off in 15 seconds as the first jungle camp spawn. Looks like Olaf starting in the bot side and Shyvana opting for the more unorthodox start red side. What does this mean for the jungle clears?
well, I mean, I think Shyvana's gonna play this pretty well. It'll be behind, but you already see the Morgana Caitlyn setting up for the cheese, so that's gonna be interesting. And they actually spotted it out, I guess, on the blue side. So they're taking the long way around. That's gonna actually hurt them in the loss in CS. So, but they will have the Shyvana being able to pressure in Olaf's bot side jungle. So.
Yeah. Might see a bit more action in the bot side because of the Shyvana star. However, she's already taken pretty low on that Raptor clear, and Olaf is staying pretty healthy, gonna start up his blue buff. Not a lot of action going on in a lot of the lanes, though.
Yeah, I mean, pretty standard. You're gonna have the Kate Morgana just pushing him off. They get the early level 2 and a nice binding.
Oh, you might see an all-in in the bot lane now here. Terminator delays down the trap. He doesn't have 90 caliber available, but not deciding to flash forward. Heal is available for Chaojiru. Not going to end up in a kill, but a big trade goes over in favor of Phoenix.
Yeah, and I mean, this is an ideal start for Phoenix. They're getting in the early push. What's kind of surprising though is Orianna's pushing in the Xerath right now, and that's an interesting, because Xerath should be able to push and poke the Orianna pretty easily. So, but you already see the Shyvana kind of pushing in, gonna get the rift or the Scuttler, and then maybe go for Olaf's Raptors.
All right. So you mentioned that the push goes over to Orianna. What does that mean when a champion has the push on another?
Well, I mean, as you can see, like I'll go ahead and just move over to it. So right now, Orianna's pushed up further in the lane than the Xerath, and that's an interesting dynamic because Xerath should be able to just poke from afar, clear the wave. But Orianna is able to push the Xerath in, so that why that's important is because if I'm going and invading, say, your Raptors, but Xerath's sitting at his turret, if the Shyvana pushes in and gets Raptors, Orianna could come around and gank the Shyvana at the Raptors if Olaf were to spot him out. So.
Yep, that makes sense. Gonna see a little bit of jungle interaction as well near the Dragon Pit as they secure vision, trying to prevent the Shyvana infamous solo. We did mention the top lane island, and it's happening just as you said. And Shen is winning this by a lot.
Yeah, I mean,
He's
this
up
is
13 CS.
Yeah, this is pretty standard. Shen kind of beats the Malphite early. Until Malphite gets more armor, it's gonna be kind of like this. But the Malphite's gonna be able to group and do more with the team. But you know that can cause issues if he gets too far behind. Then Shen's just gonna be able to split push to death. And you see
The Dark Binding gonna miss on a Remzi.
And they
not gonna be in trouble. Ooh, solo. First Dragon Cloud goes over to Team Phoenix Rising. What were you saying?
Oh yeah, I was just mentioning the dragon. I mean, that went right over to Team Phoenix, kind of what we expected. It was just a Cloud Drake. I mean, the Cloud Drake is, you know, buffed since recent patches, so that will help getting back to lanes faster, things like that.
You mentioned that Shyvana gets a lot of dragons. Why is that so impactful on Shyvana versus, say, like Xin Zhao? Because both of them can solo the dragon, but is it better on Shyvana than others?
Well, it's with her passive. It's easier to take the dragons, if I'm not mistaken. So.
Yeah. Just to clarify, of course, every dragon that Shyvana's team gets, she earns a free flat 5 armor and MR, giving her quite a bit of gold value in stats for taking that. But in the top lane now, the CS lead kind of equaling out a little bit, but Spoder Juan still bullying the Malphite by a little bit, somehow managing to have an XP deficiency. Is this going to change over to Malphite? Oh, but I got to pause myself there. The Undertale lands onto the Xerath. Shockwave's available, but not going to look for further initiation onto Prism. And Xerath stays safe for now. But as I was saying, does Malphite eventually win this 1v1, or does Shen eventually start to lose his lead?
Well, it's actually... It depends on how they both build. Are they building for the lane? Or are they building for the split push? Are they, so it's gonna be interesting to see kind of how they build. If I'm the Shen, I might do a banner of command, just because it gives so much defensive stats, and Malphite's gonna have so much trouble dealing with it. But you could also go the Tiamat, which if he goes Tiamat, then he'll be able to do a lot of damage on the Malphite. So I think for Malphite, he just has to keep building armor. Pretty much Olaf, Kai'Sa, they're going to be dishing out a lot of damage, and if Malphite just builds quite a bit of armor, then he'll be fine, and he'll do fine against the Shen matchup.
Yeah, it is actually interesting that Shen's empowered Q does percent HP magic damage. Do you think that's going to affect the Malphite build at all, or is he just going to stack that armor?
Yeah, I think he's gonna stack armor. I mean, it depends on if Ori gets big. Then you might deviate. You know, he might build like a Merc Treads or something. But I think I would be worrying about. I personally would get Ninja Tabbies and then maybe some other MR item later. But I would definitely build armor first couple items.
So it's a pretty dead game so far, but right as I say that, Sun lands on Orianna, takes a big trade with the Xerath full combo. Orianna taking 2, about half HP. Not going to gain him anything as of now. But as I was saying, so far a pretty uneventful game, 0-0, right? No deaths going over to anyone.
And this is
Sun lands on Orianna once more again. Ooh, going to drop a little bit more. Not going to die though.
Yeah, this is what I expected out of Xerath. Just being able to really poke and push the Orianna into her turret, not able to roam, you know, things like that. And I mean, Xerath's just freely kind of damaging Orianna with no punish. So we do see Olaf think about he's gonna go for the Raptors, but he might circle back around and go after the Xerath.
So in a game like this, right, it's mostly just wave control and CSing. So who has the lead at this point? Because it is 0-0, it's kind of hard to tell. Are we seeing any leads, or is it still pretty even?
I mean, that's 15, 16 CS lead.
Oh, but right as I say that, the Undertow is going to go down. Now the Shockwave lands on a Prism. Prism has flash available, but has no heal. The Exhaust is available, but he's going to go down. Teleport comes in for Spike. The Unstoppable Force is available. Canadian Champ is going to Dragon Form in. The Shen ult comes in. Stand United. Split all the AFKs on landing, but they might not be able to land a kill in return. Now Canadian Champ feeling pretty squishy. He's going to go into the fight with Heartshaker, I should say, on Orianna. Are they going to turn and try and fight this? Nezumi with the Thresh comes up from the bot lane. Dark Passage is going to take the Shen to help them out. This is a 4v2 situation. Spike has flash available. The Death Sentence is going to miss by a hair, but the taunt will not. Spike, will he be able to flash out of here? He will. Is the flash going to come over the wall? No. But now in the bot side, the binding going to come through. Now Kaiser's in trouble, and the 90 caliber net into the passive headshot will take down Chadru. So in the end, a 1-for-1 trade for both teams.
Okay, so there was a lot that went on there. I think one of the mistakes that Phoenix made was the fact that they didn't turn on the Olaf. They went and tried to go into an unwarded enemy jungle to chase those kills, and I thought that was pretty bad. It was pretty good of the Thresh to roam up, but then at the cost of that ADC had to back off. You know, Kaisa should have just pretty much almost gave up turret and not tried to defend it, because you get hit by one more binding, you're dead at that point without Thresh there. So, and it's kind of what happened. So it was actually a nice trade for Phoenix. I mean, they did actually receive more gold off that. And I mean, what's coming big is the Shyvana has a 20 CS lead. It's something I was about to mention right before that fight incurred. That's pretty big. I mean, he's kind of doing whatever he wants in that jungle. So I think it's a more substantial lead than Shen having a CS lead over Malphite, because they're two tanks. So, and we see a nice
maybe a bit of action here. Is the Ragnarok available? He's going to dash away, but the CC reduction is not damage reduction, and he's going to go down. Keep in mind, Olaf is squished here now. The Arcana Pulse is available for Xerath. Is he going to burst out the Orianna? No, does not have enough damage, but a good trade going on anyway. That's going to be a 1-for-0 in favor of Team Phoenix Rising.
And we see the Dragon, another Cloud Drake going to... Oh wait, no, actually, sorry. The Phoenix got it. So they definitely matched Cloud Drakes. Wait. Oh, the Thresh stole it. Oh.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he just stole it. That's what I got confused. Okay.
It was strange.
Yeah, so he stole it with a hook.
But now a little bit of action in the bot lane. Is the Morgana ult available? It is not, so it's just Canadian Champ has no ult available either. Now the ace in the hole is going to come through and damage Chadru. Now Canadian Champ's in trouble, has no flash available. He's going to go down instantly. The teleport comes in. Spider-Man in the back. The flash forward from Nezumi. Does he have Death Sentence available? Is he going to look for it? Hero Terminator now, the next target in his sights, has flash available, but the Dark Binding going to come through. Can they burst out the Thresh? No, he's going to live with about 200 HP. And they get a return kill onto the Shyvana in revenge for Remzi's death just seconds ago.
Yeah, I mean, that another great fight. Shyvana just overextended on that fight and just paid for it. Great TP in on the bot lane to. So I mean, just overall, that steal of the dragon is going to be a big deal because that really should have been a free dragon for Team Phoenix Rising. So
I can't believe we missed that. Would have been a nice moment to see Nezumi with the hook over the wall, most likely to steal it. But I think the action's dying down now. The score is 2-2. Cloud Dragon apiece. Gold literally equal at 19.0k there for second at least. So in terms of compositions, which side is this good for? To be even at this state.
I still think it's gonna be better for ARRC, because I think that they have more of a team fight. I think their team comp is going to be better for team fighting, and usually team fight comps tend to win in the even battle fight. You know, I see the Shyvana, if they were really ahead right now, Shyvana could run away with the game and take turrets and pretty much just do whatever she wanted on the map. But I think she's going to have a lot of trouble when you have an Olaf and a Shin and an Orianna just kind of, you know, eating through her health. So
Yep, absolutely. And Shyvana with that death, and of course the dragon not giving her the resistance, is going to be significantly weaker as a result. There is a lane swap that has gone underway. The TPR bot lane has switched to the top side. Malphite currently chilling in the bot side. Is this a good idea, or what's the rationale behind this?
I think it's a good idea. You already took the turret. There's no dragon up. Now you're wanting to get the top turret and then go for the Rift Herald.
I'm gonna have to stop you there in the mid lane. Heartshaker now in a bit of trouble. Has flash and heal available. The Malphite is rotating, flanking around the side. The Stay United coming in from the Shen. Are they gonna kill him before he goes through? Yes, he will. Canadian Champ going to have to flash out to survive the tower aggro, and the Shen ult not going through. That is going to be one kill going over to TPR.
Yeah, and I mean, another great dive. I mean, the Shyvana did have to flash, but I mean, just another kill, getting pressure on the map. I would like to see Shyvana start pathing topside to maybe get this Rift Herald. You know, Caitlyn Morg's going to be able to push in, get that turret pretty easily, and getting that Rift Herald will be key for getting down tier 2 turrets later on in the game.
Absolutely. And at this stage of the game, Caitlyn has 126 CS versus Kai'Sa's 119. And Kai'Sa has actually opted for the double BF sword build. But now, a little bit of action. The Flay going to land onto Hero of Termina, and Remzi with the Destiny is going to go in. Ziffy now has to flash out as well. Both flashes burn. Ziffy's now in trouble, going to go down immediately. Now Olaf is going to go down low as well. Are they going to find the return kill? Ace in the hole going to come through. Can they block it? Chadru manages to block it with his backside. They're going to get a 1-for-0 in favor, but not yet. Right, the Arcane comes through for Xerath. Is he going to find another kill? Completely misses the mark as Olaf runs for dear life away from the cannon barrage. As you said, Shyvana playing towards the bot side. Olaf manages to find the gank, and Ziffy is taken down.
Yeah, I think that's a misplay by Shyvana. I mean, you have
but now the action doesn't end. The Destiny's going to land on the Caitlyn. What a clutch play, and the Shockwave as well. Now Prism is the next target, but there's no damage to follow up. Chadru's not going to go for the next kill. And Hero, the 80 carry of the Phoenix bot lane, going to be taken down as well. So both have died at this point.
Yeah, I mean, this is a misplay by Phoenix, and I really, you have this goal or the CS lead on Shyvana, but if you're not using it to get objectives, then overall they don't have, like, she's not gonna be able to do what she wants. And right now, ARRC is looking really good with their team count and their team fighting.
But the action might not end now. Canadian Champ going to Dragon form forward, but Ramsey is here to save him. Canadian Champ is now in a 2v1 situation. Morgana is here to support, but will Canadian Champ manage to survive long enough? The Dark Binding going to land, and now Orion is going to take to 1 HP. Now Ramsey is the next target. Will the Lantern come through? Ramsey going to take that to safety? Yes? No? Maybe? Going to take it. They're going to be taken low. Going to eventually take it to safety, and the Dragon is spawning in about 5 to 10 seconds. Infernal Drake is up. The fight is going to continue most likely, but Oriana is out of the fight, so this is a 4v5 situation. Vision control has been secured for TPR. The trap line has been established. There is no vision in this pit for ARRC, and now the ultimate unstoppable onslaught going to come through for the Malphite, and they're going to look for the kill on the Shed, but that's the wrong target. The Lantern's available, but he decides to flash instead. Kaisa lands the W from far away, deciding not to use it in any instance, and the Infernal Drake has begun. Oriana running towards the mark, but both Shen and Olaf taken to low HP, going to have to back, and I think this is the end of the action.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Thresh was gonna get it again. I think this was a huge mistake by ARRC. The Oriana they really should have called out that the dragon was about to spawn, and Oriana shouldn't have been mispositioned like that with no wards. It caused them to give over another Drake for free, and it's just little mistakes like this can add up into, you know, massive deficit. So and our Infernal Drake is pretty big to give up, so we'll see if ARRC can come back from this, but you know, the gold lead is tight, and they just gotta clean up a few mistakes.
So the action has subsided for now, although maybe I spoke too soon. Olaf meeting 2 members of TPR in the river. Not going to go for any extended engagement. Skull Crab going to be secured. But as I was saying, action done with a little bit now. What's the next move for both of these teams, right? As you said, it's still pretty even, so they're on even ground to contest things that they want to contest. What are they looking to contest next?
I think for ARRC, they gotta get a tier 1 turret down. They need gold. You know, the fact that they don't have a single turret, but they're only
Oh, but I'm gonna have to stop you there in the top lane. Canadian Champ going to ult forward, but Spoder Juan taunting away, managing to get away from the aggression. Gonna succeed, as you were saying.
Yeah, so I mean, they need to get a turret down. The Rift Herald's gonna despawn, so there's no opportunity for that. They need to send either Shen to the bot lane and just let him split to get the turret. Well, you know, you can't really send him top. You need him splitting bots because Baron is about to come up, and then just force down mid lane or top. The problem is they have a Xerath who's able to siege pretty well, so you kind of have to get turrets on lanes where Xerath isn't located. So.
Oh, but as you say that, the Predator comes through for the Olaf, going to be stopped in his tracks by the Shocking Orb, and now Spike is here to punish the mistake. Will the Unstoppable Force forward? The Arcana Pulse going to land, but through the Oriana Command Protect, not going to do much damage through that, and I think a little bit of give and take, but nothing burned.
Yeah, I mean, this was perfect for Shen. I'm not a big fan of his builds. I think they could have punished with
Build or not, though. Morgana coming down. This is a 2v1 situation for Spoderhan. Gonna try and stand United out of the fight. He's going to get away. The Ignite going to not take him down. The ace in the hole going through. Is anyone gonna block it? Hard Shaker Sana with the backup. They decide to burn the CC, and Morgana, not entirely sure what he was doing there, decided not to cancel the teleport out, and Shen gets away with his life. What a play.
Yeah, no, that was a really good call by Shen. So, I don't think they'll be able to siege this turret. I think they need a... Right now, ARRC has no wards on the map. Sorry, they just laid 1 ward. They need to get vision out. They need to get vision out. They're really hurting in that because they're getting caught by, you know, people flanking them from different positions. So they really have to get wards out because they're, yeah, I mean.
And right as you say that, the pincer comes in, Dragon's Descent is available, and the Unstoppable Force of Malphite is going to follow through. The 90 caliber net going to land, and the trap as well, and the passive comes through. Oriana goes down. This is a Two, both down. Now this is the Canadian champ going to be focused down by the 3 members. This is a tower dive in progress. Ziffy now has a tower aggro, and they are going to back up with the tower dive. So overall, 2 for 1, but the action might not stop now. Shocking Orb going to land. Olaf is the next target. Going to go down instantly, burst it out. Now Caitlyn's free firing onto Chadru. Chadru has to flash the build over Peacemaker, but the Arcane Impulse is going to land as well. Chadru taking low, and the right of the Arcane going to snipe him from behind. Now the ultimate coming in for Oriana, and the taunt has to come through. And the Q flash from Morgana, a little bit delayed there, my friend. I'm not sure if that interaction doesn't work or not, but going to miss it onto Sploderhorn on the Shen, and he gets away with his life. But so far, 4 for 1 in favor of Team Phoenix Rising.
Yeah, I mean, they're playing it pretty well. The fact that ARRC has 0 wards, they didn't even know Shyvana was there, and I mean that's what Shyvana's gonna do. She has to flank. She can't just come from a team fight. You know, she has to come from a flanking position, and that was really well done. I mean, she's 50 CS lead. Let's take a look at the gold. So right now we have almost a 2k gold lead on Shyvana, and that's a pretty big lead. No one else has that big of a lead, but it's causing a lot of issues because she's just able to kind of do whatever she wants on the map.
So now a 5k gold lead, an Infernal Dragon, 4 TPR. Looks like the game is in the bag. Is there any way that ARRC can come back into this?
Yeah, I mean, they really got to get the Shen split pushing. They need to set up offensive wards as best they can. This dragon's about to come up. Let's see what dragon it is. It is a Mountain Drake. You know, they could fight around the Drake, or they could set up vision and try to get the...
But Sploderhorn's in trouble. I'm going to have to lock you down there. The Dark Binding going to come through. Now Shen's in trouble, but he's going to do a lot of damage with the Canadian champ. Going to ult forward. Chadru now in his sights. Canadian champ has to flash forward to get the kill. Dark Binding going to miss, and Canadian champ now with no flash going to go down next. Wow, I potatoed out there in terms of casting. Shocking Orb, I was caught off guard. The Shocking Orb not going to land, and I think it's so far a 1 for 1 top laner for jungle. Action dies down and Infernal Dragon comes up. Whew.
Yeah, I mean, it's a nice pick on the Shyvana. I think you have to try to pick up the Drake now whenever you don't have your jungler. The problem is I don't think they're going to commit to it.
The Death Sentence is going to land onto Spike. Now Spike is in trouble, but that is a Malphite, a big tank hero in the backline. Going to kite away from the Olaf. The Spike is going to take down Kaisa 1v2 with the Oriana, and now Remzi is taking a 1 HP as well. Are they going to continue? The Stand United coming in from the base. Shen ulting in full HP. Will they find another kill? He's going to taunt forward, land the taunt onto Spike, but the Arcane Impulse is going to snipe Remzi in the back, and the running Arcane is coming in huge. Is he going to take down anyone? 1 shot, 2 shots landed, triple kill as the last shot of the right of the Arcane lands the double kill for the 4 for 0 in favor of TPR.
That's a feels bad moment when you take the lantern and the Xerath ult just kills you. Holy moly. That's big, and this is going to be a free Baron. There's no way that ARRC can contest this, and I think this might be game. I think it's going to be very hard to come back from this game at this point. Everyone, I mean, they got a lot of gold off this, so you're talking about now almost a 2k gold lead in both bot and mid. You're talking about almost a 3k gold lead in jungle, and then 1k gold lead in top, so, and then a 1.5k gold lead in the support roles. So everyone's gonna have an item to an item and a half on each, you know, on ARRC. So they can give away this dragon if they really want to, but I mean, Shyvana's running right towards it, so.
You know, I mentioned that Prism is a jungler and was kind of autofill to that mid lane role as a sub, but doing some work this game, showing up, looks pretty good. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, he's playing pretty well. I didn't know he was a sub, so I mean, that should tell you. I mean, he's actually playing really well. Positioned pretty much as good as you can. You know, he overextended I think 1 time and that led to his death, but other than that, he's just been picking off people in the back, which is what you do as Xerath. So I like the fact that they're about to siege a bot lane. They sent 3 people. I'm assuming Caitlyn's just going to push in mid and then rotate down bot side. And
Olaf with the Predator in there. I'm going to have to cut you off. This is a 2v1 situation. Will Spike be able to get away from Ramsey on Olaf and Juan on Shen? Spike has no flash available, but the unstoppable force is. Spider Juan going to continue into the Baron cannon-empowered wave. Spider Juan taking a lot of damage now, going to taunt forward. His W runs out of duration, so now Spike is fighting with the equivalent of a tower. Splinter's taking a lot of damage now in the bot lane. Nazubi going to get trapped by the Yordle Snap Trap and is going to go down immediately. Canadian champ with the Dragon's Descent. And in the top lane, Malphite takes down the Shen in the 1v1, fighting in a Baron-empowered cannon wave is not wise. And now in the bot lane, the action does not end as the siege continues. Dark Body is going to fail to land, but the redemption is going to go through. A big shockwave almost lands onto 3 members, but luckily the TPR members managed to dodge away. The Rite of the Arcane comes through. Is he going to find anyone? 2 second shot lands. 3rd shot misses. 4th shot lands, and the ace in the hole going to take him down at the end through the heal burn by Orianna. So far, 3 for 0, and the end of the game is nigh. Arcanopole is going to land on Chajiru, take him down to 5 HP, and now the Olaf is in trouble. Dark Binding going to secure the kill at the end, and the Death Sentence is going to land on Azereth, but I think it's all over. It doesn't matter. They're too far ahead now. Hero face taking melee form, double lift, and this is the trap going to land. The trap going to land onto Shen, but he blocks it with his W, and now the last tower going to be taken to about 50% HP. I don't think they're gonna. Are they gonna end here? It's gonna be close. The Flay gonna land on the Spike, but now the Death Sentence as well on Zera, but they just don't have the damage to follow up. Now Canadian Champ is in trouble, but the Dragon's Ascent going to get him to safety. Now Splinter Juan is the next target. The trap goes through as well. 90 caliber net with the passive going to land, but he's just too tanky. The Morgana is now the next target of the ARRC squad, but there is no damage to follow up, and all 5 members of TPR are still alive. The Nexus is the next target, and it goes down. Game 1 of the ARRC versus TPR match goes over to TPR 0-1.
yeah, I mean, I think this was a great match, and you know, it was closer than the gold lead and the everything kind of showed. So, you know, I think this was a really great match. I think with ARRC, they just messed up on a few key things, and it kind of snowballed at that point. Who would you give MVP for Game 1?
Game 1 MVP. Without the knowledge, the question is, do we take into account that we know Prism is a jungler and is a sub? If not,
I do personally. I do personally because
we do.
Yeah, because I think that does the fact that he's playing an off role and he played so well. That's who I was gonna give it to. Because, I mean, even if you took that out, I still think he deserves it because he played really well, and he
I'm gonna have to agree with you, yeah.
He's one of the reasons why they won pretty handily. He had some nice ults, he had some nice stuns, and was just doing tons of damage for the team. So, well, actually, look at the damage chart. Damage dealt. Yeah, I mean, he had the most damage dealt, which not surprising. The fact that nobody on ARRC had over 10k
more than 10 grand.
Holy, that's pretty bad. So, I mean, Malphite even had 13k. That's not what you want to see. And I think that came down to just a lot of little misplays. The fact that they weren't even able to get a turret, you know, they didn't have the gold in their pocket. Because if you look at all the gold, I mean, their support has more gold than anyone on their team. So that
pretty.
Yeah. It's pretty one-sided at the end, but it definitely didn't look like that at the beginning. It just kind of snowballed very quickly.
Absolutely. So I think we can unanimously agree, considering there's the 2 of us, that Prism gets MVP for Game 1. So how are we doing this? Are we going to go over vision score or anything like that? We're going to jump into Game 2 as fast as we can.
Well, I mean, we're waiting on an invite, so until then we can keep talking about it. I think that Vision, I mean, Morgana had a Vision score of 73, and the highest on their team was a 35. I mean, that's pretty big. 10 wards destroyed, 47 wards placed. I mean, I was talking about it earlier. Like, the fact that it looked like Team Phoenix Rising was just putting out wards everywhere. I didn't.
Yeah, you mentioned it yourself, right? There were multiple times throughout that game where ARC was like, we don't see anything. The map was completely dark for them. I just received a tournament code.
Yeah, so did I. So
So one thing we can do here is cut to a little break. Is that possible?
yep, we can cut to a break.
Hell yeah, let's do that. So as always, it was a good match. First game goes over to TPR. It is a best of 3, and we will be hopping into game 2 shortly, and we'll see if ARC manages to bring themselves into a game 3. So until then, we'll see you.
And welcome back, guys. I think we're about to get right back in this game, so we're just waiting on both teams. So, what do we think? What do we think predictions for game 2? Do we think? I think we see a substitution, right?
Oh,
If they're an LCS. Oh, okay.
you didn't see anything. Wait, you can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you. You're
Yes, that's
you're
good.
being.
You're talking about.
Wait,
Yeah,
no, but
that
ARC
was...
isn't that a new mid laner? If I'm not mistaken.
No, that was the Oriana.
Was that the Oriana? Okay. I thought it was a...
Because I kept trying to call her Heart Shaker Sana in the play-by-play, and I would run out of time. So I have to cut it down to Sana.
Oh, okay.
All right, this should be exciting, though. We'll see if TPR Team Phoenix Rising can take home the 2-0, or, of course, if the ARRC squad can pull in a game 3 for their team. We'll see if they can bounce back from that pretty crushing game 1. Like you said, in the beginning of the game, it was pretty even, but one thing led to another, and very quickly the game spiraled out of their control, and much due to a lack of vision on their part. So we'll see if Nezumi and ASAP Remzi on support and jungle respectively can kind of step up in that regard, get some more vision for their team, make sure that the map is lit up like a Christmas tree. And here we go into Champ Select for game 2. Are we looking for the same bans, or do you think they're going to ban champions that were played last game? How are we doing this?
Yeah, I think so. If I'm TPR, I might switch up their bans a little bit. Or sorry,
Sejuani ban.
ARRC, I think they might switch out some of their bans, but I think they need to take away the Morgana Kate.
Yeah, it was pretty scary.
One of the two. Or they need to make sure they pick it up. So, it looks like pretty consistent bans though. So,
Zaya, Sedge, Darius, pretty much a match, but the Malphite back comes in. That's a new one, taking that away from Spike 2929. What do you think about the Malphite ban?
I'm not a huge fan of it because I didn't think it was game changing. So I mean, I guess if you're just worried about the Malphite ults, then maybe. But I wouldn't be banning it. I think there's other bans. Interesting that no Swain's come out. Swain's almost like pick banned in a lot of leagues, so it's interesting that it's not being really picked up here. So
It's possible that it's limited by the players' champion pools.
well, and that's what I mean. It's like in this league, you know, maybe people just aren't really playing it. But so yeah, I'm adjusting.
This is the first match of the night, but the only streamed one, and the second game of the match. It's 1-0 for Team Phoenix Rising currently. Anivia locked in for OG Prism, I believe. What do you think about that Anivia pick? It was banned last game, so it's let through this time.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm not really worried about the Anivia as much, but I mean, we'll see if it pans out. I don't know enough about the team to know if that's something to be really scared of. I mean, good Anivias are a little scary, so.
Yeah, the Shyvana ban did go through, so that was Canadian Champ's pick last game, and he was pretty tanky on it as a frontliner. What do you think he's going to pick this time as a substitute if he goes with that same idea? What's available to him?
As far as with who? Sorry.
Canadian Champ, the jungler.
Oh, the
Shyvana was
jungler?
banned away from him, so
I would
Warwick locked in.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Warwick pick. I could have seen Zach here. I could have seen Trundle. Rek'Sai is going to be interesting. I do like the Ezreal. It's safe against the Caitlyn. You can still do a lot of poke damage. And it pairs with a lot of different ADCs. So
yeah, a lot of supports can match up with Ezreal. He's a very versatile champion, has a self-peel. Let's see what Santa locks in that mid lane, or is he going to pick for his bot lane or top lane, I should say. We'll see in a couple seconds here. Janna locked in for Nezumi.
okay,
So it's going to be a Caitlyn Janna bot lane.
a decent support. You have a lot. I mean, that pretty much just like gives a lot of protection to the Kate being overextended. I'm still not liking the Rek'Sai that much. I mean, it's gonna be okay. Let's just see what I guess he pairs it with. So interesting.
Yeah,
We didn't see the Scion ban last game. Interesting that they would pull it out now.
Yeah, Spike still has yet to pick his top laner. So far for both teams, on the side of Phoenix, we have yet to see their support and top laner. And on the side of ARC, we have yet to see their top and mid laner. So, of course, bans coming out, targeting those specific champions. We see the Xerath ban coming through against Heartshaker Santa, and of course the Sion ban against Spike. Next ban, most likely going to be against Spike as well. Generally, that's how things go when you target ban a certain person out of their champ pool as much as possible. We'll see if it goes through. And the Shen comes through as well, so 2 top lane bans. Spike now heavily limited in a champ pool generally. Malphite, Sion, Shen, Darius, as well as Renekton taken away from the top lane pool, so going to be a little bit rough for him to pick. A Pantheon locked away as well. So top lane ban galore. What do you think about the top lane ban focus this game?
I mean, it's similar to, these are the same bans that they did last game. So they want to get they want to take away the top lane picks and be able for their top lane to kind of, get through the laning phase and help the team out. So because that's kind of what Malphite did, and didn't really struggle. But if you played against like a Darius or something like that, then it would, that would cause a lot of issues if you played some tanky top. I expect maybe like an Orin, Maokai. I mean, anything just to kind of not lose laning phase. So don't have to necessarily win, just don't lose.
Yeah, absolutely. And Maokai, of course, with the Righteous Glory pairing, going to be able to close gaps quickly. Going to be the mid laner locked in next for Prism. Xerath is banned away by his own team, so we'll see what he manages to pull off. Wait, I'm an idiot. Anivia is already picked for Prism, so I was saying for the support. Yeah, Bard locked in for Ziffy.
Yeah, I mean, I like this. I like the Bard with Ezreal. I mean, obviously it's his most played support, and there we see the Orin. One thing you can do with Orin is banner a command, and it pretty much just hurts the Maokai. Maokai can't really do anything against it, so I expect it. We didn't see it last game, but I kind of expect it this game. So, I'm just going back. The jungle matchup this game is definitely gonna be what's the matchup to watch. I'm curious to see how the Rek'Sai does against the Warwick. He's obviously gonna spot him out because of his passive, but I think the Warwick's gonna be able to bully him in his jungle if he's not careful, because Warwick has that heal ability. They have pretty much safe lanes though. You have Maokai with the healing. Anivia has Egg, and Ezreal Bard can just kind of kite away, so should be pretty safe. They're just going to want to farm up with Team Phoenix Rising. I mean, they want to get to a more later game fight. Ezreal takes some time to kind of charge up, so does Anivia, and Maokai becomes a tank, and Warwick, that's a pretty good front line with a lot of damage coming out from Anivia and Ezreal. And, I mean, if the Bard is as good as, if he was ban-worthy last game, then, Bard can cause a lot of issues with ulting either the back line and killing the tanks, or ulting the front line and killing the back line. So, a lot of good possibilities. As far as for Team ARC, I expect to see, a lot of engage with Orin ult with an Azir stream of shuffle, and then just Caitlyn putting out tons of damage. She should have all the protection in the world with all the front line, and that ARC does have. So my game 2 prediction I'm gonna go with a nice 2-0 for TPR. I like their team comp a little bit better.
All right. So you mentioned the jungle matchup, and top lane, of course, another island. Anivia versus Azir, pretty standard stuff in the laning phase, right? So let's talk about the bot lane laning phase. You have Ezreal Bard versus Caitlyn Janna. How are we looking for these players to play it? What's the correct way here?
I think with the bot lane I think they both have pushing power ability. Bard and Ezreal can cause a lot of issues if they tie up the Janna or the Caitlyn. with the Bard Son. So I could see them push in early. Anivia should go even. She's going to get pushed in early, but then at level 6. So Warwick's going to struggle a little bit, maybe getting the first dragon, but after that should be able to get quite a few of the drakes. I think it's a similar style game where Canadian's going to want to go for those drakes and take that out. Top lane's pretty much just going to be a wet noodle fight. You know, they're just going to farm it up and then want to join. The difference in this game with top lanes is you're going to see them group up more than you did with the Shen, because they're both team fight tank top laners. So as far as no split pushing really. So
yeah. All right. So should be an interesting game. 10 seconds to get into game 2 of this match between TPR and ARRC. We'll see you in game.
And welcome back for game 2 of ARRC versus TPR. So I think that you might see an invade this game, just to try to catch him out, and we do kind of see them setting up. No, they're just, I don't like them grouping like that, but hey, to each their own, right?
All right. Sorry, I'm having a little bit of an internet issue, but I think it's mostly resolved. Looks like we're in good shape. All right. So the game has started. A little bit of a foray of TPR into the enemy territory here.
Yeah, I mean, I like the fact that they're trying to find where Rek'Sai's starting. I think that's something that neither team did last game. So I like the fact that they're trying to invade and at least get a ward down. So, because you don't really know where Rek'Sai's going to start. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he has a lot of options in that regard. So, like you said, a lot of this game lands in the hands of Canadian and Ramsey on Warwick and Rek'Sai specifically, and it's mirrored by the last game here, where Ramsey starts in the bot side and Canadian starts in the top side.
Yeah.
So, what does this mean again for the next 3 minutes?
Well, I mean, I think this is where they try to get the bot priority to get that early Drake. I mean, Warwick can get a level 3 Drake, and so now you have this Rek'Sai top, and that's probably why they warded the red, is to see if he was doing it, to worry about if Warwick can do Dragon or not. So, I would expect that that's what he's planning to do, is to get, he's got blue buff, he's got the red, and then he's just gonna go take the Dragon. And then if anyone comes, then Warwick will be able to. And it's actually a perfect Drake. Cloud Drake doesn't do a lot of damage. It's fairly easy to take if you have blue buff. So, and nice early poke by Ezreal. And this is where you see, like, it's kind of opposite of what happened. Caitlyn doesn't bully the Ezreal Bard as much because Bard can lay a lot of damage and so can Ezreal.
Oh, in the top lane, the twisting advance going to trap Juan under tower for a little bit longer than he likes to be. And the counter juggling coming in from Rek'Sai at the ground below. We might see a tower dive in the next couple seconds, but until then, Warwick responding with the counter juggling of his own. Is this the correct play from both junglers? Is this pretty standard?
Oh yeah, no, I mean, I think that Rek'Sai needs to maybe focus mid lane. I think that was kind of a key matchup last game. So, I mean, I like the nice invade. They both took each other's gromp, but they have to expect that the Warwick's on.
Gonna have to cut you off there, though. The Bloodhound has been procced onto the Janna, and the gank is coming through. Now Ziffy is gonna be able to land the Bard stun. No, but the Flash Fear going to land onto Chaju. Force the flash away, and Exhaust as well. That is 2 flashes traded for 2 flashes, and even trade all around. But the return comes in through, and now the flash forward from Hero. The Caitlyn steps a little bit too far forward without flash, doesn't even decide to heal. Ziffy lands a Cosmic Binding, and the damage comes through. First blood goes over to Ezreal. 1-0, 2K gold lead, 4 minutes in. Everything all right, Ducky?
Yeah, no, sorry, I was looking up something. No, I mean, I think great job by Bard getting the ignite off, and just an easy pick for Ezreal. So, I mean, I think the ignite would have killed him, but I mean, you definitely want to get that gold on Ezreal, get the power spike going.
But now a little bit of nosing into the Dragon Pit here, and Canadian champ is at 25% HP. He doesn't have flash available, so they decide to engage onto this. This could be trouble. Stan is coming in with the Azir on the top lane. Now the flash forward from Rek'Sai. The Burrow going to take down Warwick. Canadian champ, now the Dragon as well. 2 for 0 so far. It's going to take the Cosmic, the portal. Magical journey through, not going to be punished for it. And the Dragon goes over to ARRC. What a disaster. Cloud Dragon and 2 kills. Now the pace is all ARRC's.
Yeah, I mean, so they got the kill bot lane, but then they didn't respect that Rek'Sai was going to be floating around, and knowing that they would try to go for the Drake, and it just turned out really bad for TPR. So they did give away a Drake, so we'll see if they can kind of correct that by Warwick's gonna power level at this point, try to get to 6 and get off a gank.
Hello?
Yep.
You cut out there. For me, maybe. Could be my internet.
Yeah, I think it's your internet. I'm not lagging at all, so. And we do see about a 700 gold lead from ARRC right now over Phoenix, and nothing substantial, but the Dragon's just gonna be able to get them moving around the map faster. And nice trading by Orin topside against the Maokai.
Alright, I'm back. I think I fixed it for the most part. strange now. Alright, Warwick looking for some pressure in the bot lane, not going to decide to find it. So as we mentioned, it goes over to ARRC in terms of the pace of the game, and the next dragon's not going to spawn for quite a while. So what's the next? Is there a way that Team Phoenix Rising can get back into this game right now, or do they just kind of have to wait and farm it out?
No, I mean I think Phoenix has gotta just kind of farm it out. They gotta get Warwick level 6. You know, that's where he's gonna be able to shine and get off an ult. You know, Ezreal doesn't have the Sheen yet, just has the tier with the mana crystal, so he really needs to get the Sheen, and that'll be a little bit of a power spike, and then we'll see if he goes Triforce or Iceborne Gauntlet.
Which one do you think he should go?
I think Triforce, but because I don't know of how much kiting he's gonna have to necessarily do.
I'm gonna have to cut you off there, though. A bit of trouble in the bot lane is gonna be taken to about 40% HP, but the Cosmic Binding doesn't land, so she's gonna get away with her life this time. Heals available as well. Bot lane equalizing for the moment. 1-1 Ezreal versus a 0-1 Caitlyn. Let's talk about the bot lane now, actually. Does the Ezreal Bard still have the advantage here? Because they generally have the early game advantage. Has it fall off, or...?
No, I mean, Caitlyn didn't back and get that BF, so she's not gonna be putting out as much damage as normal because she died.
Ooh, but he steps on the Euro Snap Trap, gonna take a headshot for his troubles. Ooh, taking about half HP. There is some cookies on the ground for him to devour.
Yeah, and I mean that's kind of why Ezreal can trade like that, because he does have the Bard. So I think Caitlyn not having that BF first is really gonna be painful for her, because you just lack a lot of damage. So
Yeah, absolutely.
And I mean, you see the CS is pretty much even. Ezreal has that extra kill. The only big discrepancy, I guess, would be the other lanes. So right now, ARRC has...
Oh, but the flashes come through her, and the Infinite Dress is available. Going to land onto the Janna now, and the Fear as well. The Chain CC going to land, and Canadian Champ taken to heaven beyond. Going to follow the flash as well. 2 flashes burned for the bot lane of ARRC, and a kill as well goes over to Canadian Champ on the Warwick.
Yeah, and I mean, that's kind of what we expected. Warwick gets level 6, goes to the lane, gets off the ult, and they pretty much get a kill. And it's pretty big that it was in bot lane, because it's just another... Kate had to back, she can't get an item. She did get BF, but she's not gonna... her build's already kind of a little off, and it's just getting more gold. Warwick did get the kill, but I mean, it's another assist. It's pressure. This wave's about to push right in.
So we've been focusing a lot on the bot lane, obviously. A lot of actions happened there, but we've kind of completely ignored the mid and the top. For both lanes, in fact, Team Phoenix Rising is losing by about 20 CS or more.
Yeah, so Anivia loses early to the Azir because Azir can just kind of push into the turret. But now that Anivia has her ulti, she should be able to catch up on the CS. You know, it's all going to be about trading. If she takes bad trades with the Azir, then it'll cause issues because she'll have to back and she'll lose more. But as far as just being able to CS, it'll be easier.
Yeah. So you're saying it'll equal out. We'll see if it goes that way. For Prism, would be nice for him to have a little bit of that pressure that he's had so far alleviated. Azir did get a kill in that Dragon Skirmish from earlier, so he's going to be up by quite a bit of gold from that. Warwick coming in with the repeat kill. Tempered Fate is available for Bar. That is his ultimate. Ornn showing in the top lane. Looks like the bot lane of ARRC is going to back off, though, for now. Even without vision of Canadian Champ necessarily. The Cloud Dragon is up. Bar doing a little bit of exploring. The Cosmic Body going to land on the Nezumi. Now the Bard is in trouble. Does he have his Temper Fate available? Going to Magical Journey over the wall. Going to step on the trap. Now Chanju is looking for the kill. And the ultimate comes through from Rek'Sai. Temper Fate going to be laid onto the Caitlyn. And the ultimate true damage barrage. True shot barrage going to take out the Rek'Sai in the back as well. So far, a 2-for-1, and the Dragon has been started.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of, I don't know if it was a bait by Bard or if, I mean, he obviously saw them collapse, but I mean, great job. I mean, you would love to trade your support for a double kill on your ADC almost any day. So I think, and they got
we
the
see a bit of a
Drake.
1v1. I'm going to have to cut you off. Hero Turbine now fighting Chadrio in a minion wave, but I think it's going to end there. Ezreal not going to commit to it. 3-1 versus 0, 1-2. Ezreal versus Caitlyn in the bot lane. 80 carry difference, Omega, lol.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you see the kind of mid lane CS. It's just kind of staying steady at the 20 CS differential, and that's kind of what is expected. Anivia should be able to just kind of keep it even. And another pick off on the Janna.
The Cosmic Binding not going to land onto the Janna through the stun, but the Glacial Prison, that is not the name of that ability, but it sounds like it, going to go down to Santa. Take him to about half HP, but no kill going to go over. What is the name of that ability, actually? Let me check. That name is Glacial Storm. I see. Glacial Storm.
Glacial Prism.
Glacial Prison. A little bit of action now here of Termina engaging onto Chadru and the Cosmic Body coming through. The charge, Searing Charge coming in for Ord at a bad time. Canadian Champ with the Primal Howl going to look for a kill here. Infinite Duress is not available for another couple of seconds. Is the call of the Forge Guy going to save him from this situation? I'm not sure. Now the ultimate Infinite Duress is going to come down onto the Ord. Is it going to be enough damage? The knockback is going to come through and he's going to go down. Flash Burn, Ultimate Burn in exchange for 2 ultimates. 1 kill goes over to Team Phoenix Rising.
And so that was actually a really great gank, because there's nothing that ARRC could really punish for Warwick ganking topside there. They already took the dragon. They have 0 pressure bot side, and so Rek'Sai, the only thing he's going to be able to get is to be able to clear out vision on dragon, which isn't going to come up for a while. He does actually lose his red buff, and that could end up being pretty big later. They do get some...
Might get this first tower, though.
No, I think we're
going to go down to 25% HP, 20% HP, 50% HP. The Glacial Storm coming through, going to clear the wave. They're going for this tower now. Azir's going all in for it. Going to manage to snag it before his death. Is he going to die? The wall comes through. Now the Tempered Fate going to come through on Remzi. Now Remzi's in trouble. Cosmic Body's not going to land, and now Warwick's going to take him down with his bite. And the Maokai takes down the Azir in the top side. That is 2 kills for first tower blood.
Yeah, that's in my opinion, I don't see that as worth. But I mean, if the fact that it was mid turret might be a bigger deal, because mid is probably the most important turret to get down because it opens up the map. The one thing that TPR's vision this game is pretty bad right now. Red side, there's a lot more wards on the map, and so, you know, I give them a lot of credit right now, but TPR's gotta clear out some of these pinks and put some down themselves. They only have 2 on the map, so. As
if he's in trouble now, though, is he going to be able to magical journey his way to safety? Is going to be able to escape. No kill's going to go over there. Now Azir looking for the Streamer Shuffle onto the Bard. The Bard Cosmic Binding is going to miss, and Anivia's coming down to flank. Now he's in trouble, though. Remzi's looking for the play, but the flash is not available for the Flash Burrow, and Prison escapes as well. No kills going over to either side. In the top lane, a little bit of a noodle fight going on for at least 30 seconds now. Spike and Splooter Juan taken to under half HP. Mana, though, why Spike did manage to obtain Azir's blue buff, so going to be even in that regard. Now Remzi's looking for the hunt. He is not spotted out by a ward coming up for the top gank. Spike is none worse for it. Doesn't know this is happening. Now Remzi comes in for the gank. Can Spike manage to survive? 2v1 Aftershock proc going to take a lot of damage here. Remzi taking the 40% HP, but it's going to be dodged by the Rek'Sai ultimate, going to be taken down by the Warrior Tiamat AD damage. In the bot lane, Anivia is teleporting in, going to try and look for a kill onto Nezumi and take it to 25% HP. During that, Canadian Champ has no infinite duress available, but the Bard, Tempered Fate, comes through. Senna's now in trouble. Has flash available, but the Cosmic Bind is not going to land. True Shot Barrage also going to miss onto Nezumi, and it is a 1-for-0 trade onto Spike in favor of ARRC.
So, I mean, they're gonna be able to get a little bit of turret pressure here, but it's interesting that Rek'Sai and Malachi backed off and didn't push down that turret. I thought they were gonna topside. They would end up pushing that turret down and kind of getting.
The burrow comes through onto Canadian Champ. Gonna have to cut you off there. The damage comes through with the true damage. Canadian Champ now taken low, but the Void Advance not going to be available for Remzi, and he's going to get away with his life for now. That's a very high damage Rek'Sai.
Yeah, I mean, full damage right now. The problem is in fights later, is he just gonna get popped? So we'll see if he builds at least some tank items. I would assume he would, but if he doesn't, he's probably gonna get punished by the Anivia and the work. So
yeah. Although that is matched by the Blood Razor by Warwick, so going to limit his tankiness as well in this early stage of the game. So the action's kind of stabilized. You got a 26.5k for both teams. Again, double Cloud Drake. Next objective is Rift Herald and Dragon spawning soon. Which team has the advantage to be this even? Again, the same question as last game in this scenario.
I mean, I do think it favors TPR. I think that they have a more scaling team, but I mean, the thing is, Caitlyn is really strong after she gets 3 items, so that is a scary thought as well. So, I mean, Caitlyn Azir is pretty scary. I'm just not a huge fan of this Rek'Sai.
Oh, the flash has to come through for Azir. Going to be in trouble by Canadian Champ's Primal Howl and Anivia's Flash Frost. The Q, of course, and the Glacial Storm going to come through as the mid lane wave clear. That is Flash Burn for Azir, and they're going to start up this Cloud Dragon. Trying to get a little bit of vision on the side of ARRC, but the Cosmic Binding with the autos takes Nuzumi to about half HP just from the Bard alone. Canadian Champ is on the hunt. Blood Hunt has been procced in the passive. Blue buff is probably the next objective on this target, and the fight is probably over for now.
Yeah, I mean, right now TPR's got to get some turrets down. I mean, they're getting some nice neutral objectives, but they got to focus these turrets. Honestly, they could also go for this Rift because it's about to despawn in a minute, so I'd be curious to see if someone goes over there and takes it, or if they just leave it. But I mean, they need to get turrets down because they gotta open up the map more. And we see Anivia getting caught out
with the
here.
Flash Burrow and the Emperor's Divide following up onto Anivia. Now Anivia's in trouble. Flashed away, but the teleport comes in onto the minion. Are they going to look for some kind of turn here? Temper Fate is available by Ziphy. Are they going to look for the kill onto Rek'Sai? I'm not sure. Spike has Flash available. Canadian Champ Blood Hunt is active, and the Infinite Duress will land onto the Rek'Sai as well. The chain CC is there, but the Tempered Fate lands on both Santa and Remzi. The Streamer Shuffle is enough to get Santa away, and the call of the Forge God going to take down Ziphy. Rek'Sai is somehow still alive. The Flash comes through for the Warwick to take him down. Spike now going onto Azir as the next target, but Janna's here to save the day. Has ultimate and shield available. Santa taken down somehow through the Janna's presence. Now Canadian Spike going to try and duel the top laner and the support. The True Shot Bride's gonna miss. Now the ultimate Monsoon coming through, gonna knock Canadian into the tower, and Warwick goes down. Pretty clutch play from Janna. Now can they take down Spike? Spike now hunting for the Nezumi's Janna, but wow, the dash canceled by the knockback by Maokai, and the fight is over. Whew. I don't know any of these ability names. These are champions like I never see.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was a really great Janna ult, knocking them into the turret, and just, I mean, that's what killed the Warwick, and now Janna's got the blue buff. I mean, that's kind of a big deal. The fact that, like, they lose their buffs, they pretty much, it was a nice trade, so, and they didn't lose any turrets, so kind of a big deal for ARRC, but I mean, it's still even. It's tied in gold. I mean,
but the action begins once again. Call of the Forge God is available for Ornn. Will he decide to use it, or is it a spectator bug? I'm not sure. Spike gonna land the double knockup onto Remzi and Spider-Heart. The Call of the Forge God comes through, and the ultimate Void Rush as well. Now Remzi has turret aggro, but Spike is gonna go down. Too much damage. Spirit Vision, of course, offering some damage mitigation against the Ornn, but not the Rek'Sai, who's dealing full AD damage at this point. Canadian Champ looking for the return kill. Going to engage onto Spider-Horn now. Now the bite comes through, doing a lot of damage, but not going to be able to find the return kill. Deciding not to use Infinite Duress in this situation. Azir is moving up, but now the their sights are on the Caitlyn, deciding not to go for it. Magical journeying out of there to safety. I think the action's over. 1-0 in favor of Team ARC. Maokai goes down once again.
Yeah, I mean, wait, we're just walking right up. Almost gets the fear off. I think right now TPR's gotta figure out a way to get turret down. They're just kind of stalling this game out, kind of weirdly. I mean, yeah, they want to stall the game out to scale, but they're not really getting anything.
Flash Rock's gonna miss. The Emperor Divide after the Streamer Shovel comes through. Now Prison's in trouble. Crystallize going to block him a little bit. Will he manage to find the kill? No, Azir not gonna find the kill. Infinite Rest comes in from the Warwick. Flash Rock's gonna miss, but the bleed comes through from the Skirmish Shazam. Now in the bot lane, teleport comes through for Splinterhorn, but he's gonna be canceled by the Maokai in the top lane. And Zippy manages to flash away to safety. And it's a 1-0. Sama goes down to the counter gank from Warwick. Almost solo kills Prism, not finding it. Now Canadian Champ hunting on the hunt with the Blood Hunt passive. Going to instead take the Crump. Shusha Barrage missing on the bot lane of ARC. And the action subsides for now. 10-8. 2 Cloud Dragons. Equal gold. Tower down. They're back in the game.
Yeah, I mean, if they can take this little bit of gold lead and just kind of put more pressure on the map, I mean, they have priority mid. ARC is backing to kind of get more health. If they can get down this mid turret, this would be kind of a big deal. That would open up the whole bot mid side jungle, and that would be kind of a big deal. But it looks like they're just gonna back off, push the wave into the turret.
Well, the action might not end there. Warwick with the Blood Hunt is coming up. Splinterhorn now in trouble. Twisted Advance going to come through. Call the Forge God. Will it manage to get him out of there? The double knockup comes through. Infinite Duress is not up for another couple of seconds, so Splinterhorn is going to be safe for now. Nezumi with the counter gank going to land the W, slowing Spike down. Rek'Sai is coming, but is a little bit far away as of now. But he dashes into 4 people and is going to go down instantly. But the 1-for-1 comes through onto the Bard. The Bramble charge is coming through for the Maokai, going to root so many members, and the Streamer Shovel, is he going to go for it? Now Canadian Champ taken next, but the triple kill comes through for Hero of Termina onto the Ezreal, 6-1, and I think the fight is over. Azir decides not to extend more into that team fight. Jungle, top, AD carry, goes down in exchange for the support. Zippy, once again, sacrificing his life for the greater good, goes down, and they get another tower.
Yeah, and I mean, I think, the Ezreal, I mean, with that Triforce now, he's just doing tons of damage. He's got the Triforce power spike, and I mean, great call instead of going the Iceborne. Rek'Sai's pretty squishy. No need to kite him. I mean, and you just want to lay down the damage. So the one thing the
very hero you're talking about now in trouble has to arcane shift away from the Azir aggression.
I think one of the things with ARC is they're kind of lacking a little bit of an engage.
And now Warwick is the next one in trouble. The Burrow comes through and the Furious Bite as well. Now Canadian Champ's in trouble. The Void Rush going to be flashed, but the Janna going to come through with the kill, landing her Zephyr onto Warwick through the flash, and Warwick goes down. Canadian Champ caught out, and the Baron will be started.
Yeah,
they have no vision of this.
That's a great call. I mean,
but Ramsey taking a little bit low. Is this a good call? Yes? No? Maybe?
Yeah. They gotta back off though. As soon as I see Anivia here, they should.
Oh, the Flash Frost is gonna miss. The Tempered Fate not gonna land onto anyone. True Shot Braw's gonna hit all 4 members of the ARC squad. They're gonna push them off the Baron.
I mean, it's a great call if you can get away with it, but.
But now the next target is Splinterhorn in the mid lane, going to be caught out. Twisted Advance going to come through, and the knockback as well. Splinterhorn has called the Forge God available, decides not to use it, and the Nature Scraps as well to make sure that God goes down. Tanky he may be, but not against 4 members of the TPR squad. Top laner caught just after Warwick was caught. Canadian Champ looking for the dragon at this point. Spike just fearlessly taking damage. Santa forced to shuffle away. Dragon has begun. It looks like this pace is all TPRs. Why is that? It's only a 4K difference.
Well, I mean, that was just a huge mistake by Orin. You knew that they were over near the Baron, why would you then push out mid and be overextended mid and get caught out? It wasn't necessary. You don't have a huge amount of disengage to get away. So, I mean, just kind of a rookie mistake, and they lose a turret for that and just kind of put more gold in their pocket for TPR. So, I mean, I think it was a great call to push them off the Baron, but or a great call to go to the Baron, but I mean, just to be stuck there and get caught mid is just really dumb call now. So it kind of makes up for that good call on the Baron.
Yep, they lost the pace of the game. Now Spike in the top lane pushing forward, gonna have lane control. Red buff donated over to the AD carry, blue buff to Anivia. These are some strong members of TPR. Is there any way ARRC can win this next fight?
I think.
Well, that's how the Searing Charge comes through, as well as the Burrow call. The Forge God, Zippy now in trouble. Magical Journey away, and he gets to safety. A lot of stuff burned there. Call of the Forge God, as well as the Burrow. Now 5 members of ARRC are in the mid lane. TPR currently responding, but the Glacial Storm taking out the entire wave instantly. And now it's a 5v5. The Tempered Fate going to land. No! Barely missing Chajiru by the skin of his teeth. The Blood Hunt coming through onto Remzi, but not going to go for the forced engage. I think the action ends for now.
I think ARRC has to disengage and not try to engage on the team. They're too far behind. They have the Janna, they have the Ornn, they have a lot of disengage with the Azir ult. And, Rek'Sai's pretty squishy. He can't really just get in there and kill people. So I think they have to use a lot of disengage and force TPR to kind of overstep the line, and that's how they're going to get back in this game. That's the only way I see them being able to get back in.
Absolutely right. Caitlyn trapline has been set up, but now their jungle is gone as well. They're losing more and more gold here, and the engage might come through. The Glacial Storm going to be taking down the Raptors quite quickly. Hero scaling up 6-1 and 2 currently on the Ezreal. 3 items completed with the Muramana Triforce Bork versus the 2 items IE stack shift. But in the top lane, the Searing Charge is going to land the knockup on both Spike and Canadian. They decide not to engage past the turret. They're focusing a lot on this top side. Is this the correct idea from Canadian?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's great. They have the gold lead. I think trying to split them up, they're not going to be able to.
The Searing Charge comes through, the double knockup, and Remzi is here, but he's half HP for whatever reason. And now Spike and Canadian just whacking, and the Bard comes through with the Cosmic Biting, only saved by the Monsoon from Janna. And the Call of the Forge God going to come through, going to land the double knockup onto Warwick and Maokai, but they're just so tanky. The tower does no damage. Bard coming through with some extra damage and flash twisting in advance, going to try and take down Spider-Juan, but the shields are coming through from Nezumi and from Spider-Juan's own W. Breath Bellow going to save him there, but the tower eventually goes down. No kills going to be going over to either side, but the tower goes down in the end.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a great call by TPR. They can't siege against this Azir.
Oh, but the Streamer Shuffle into the Emperor's Divide comes through. That's 2 members, both Spike and Canadian champ, but the Azir goes down immediately to Prism, and Hero is doing so much damage. The Searing Charge is going to come through, as well as the Void Rush going to take down Spike. This is currently a 3v4 situation. Bard is in the mid lane. Now Remzi's taking about 40% HP. They're kiting backwards. It's extremely hard to chase, and Ezreal and Anivia, they decide not to. Wow.
I mean,
interesting turn of events.
Well, that's the overstep. They were able to catch somebody out and kind of, get them on a mistake of a misposition. I mean, Azir's able to do that, so they just need to keep repeating that and sieging these turrets. But the thing is, they have to be quick and calculated with. They can't let what happened topside. They need a call for Azir to pull somebody or the Ornn ult to knock somebody up and get somebody that way. So They're gonna. It looks like Warwick's gonna maybe push in the bot wave and.
Flash Rock's gonna land onto Orn. Now Orn's in trouble. Spider Juan going to land the call of the Forge God. Is he gonna land the knock him on anyone big? No, it misses completely. Now Spider Juan taking about 20 pounds of G. A huge tempered fate on 3 members of the ARRC squad. The true shot barrage comes through, but there's no follow-up. The twisted advance of Nature's Grasp coming through on the Maokai. Is he gonna root anyone important? No, Spider Juan gonna take it for his team, and there is no follow-up. But now Warwick with the Blood Rush going to try and land the kill on someone important. Is he gonna infinite duress into the team? No, decides not to. Is this gonna land any major objectives for the team? Possibly a bot turret. Nice play by VAR, but not fleshing out the way they necessarily want it to.
Yeah, I mean, this is a great job by TPR. They're just moving around the map now, just knocking down turrets, and really ARRC doesn't have an answer for it because unless they have their ults, it's causing a lot of issues for them. So I think the next thing that TPR needs to do is just set up the vision on the Baron and just go take it. You have a pretty substantial gold lead that I wouldn't even be worried about ARRC going in for Baron. So
yeah, you're absolutely right. Dragon is coming up as well. Let's check quickly. It's another Ocean Dragon. Is that going to be a big priority in the next couple minutes?
no, I think it's even worth giving over if you can get the Baron, because they need the Baron to be able to siege against this Azir. Azir Caitlyn causes a lot of issues with. That's why if you notice they're not staying in the lane where the Azir is. If Azir goes mid, they're focusing top or bot, and they're gonna keep doing that. So this is gonna be a mistake though if Ezreal gets caught out here.
The burrow forward going to come through from Remzi. Flash is not available, so the Ezreal is gone for now. The Dragon has been started. Bard and Warwick in the base. Looks like it's going to be given over. True Shot Barrage not going to be able to steal it. Azir lands the kill on the Dragon with his own abilities.
So
Might not going to be able to secure it.
Warwick was top, and that's why they immediately called. I mean, that's a mistake by TPR just giving away free objectives without getting really something. Now, if they get the Baron off this because of the top wave push here, then that might be a big deal. But, you know, just giving Ocean Drake, even though it is an Ocean Drake, I mean, giving it away for free, I just never agree with giving away free neutral objectives when you're ahead.
Yeah, absolutely.
Unless you're
Bit
going
of
to
a
get something
macro
substantial.
misplay.
Yeah, unless you're going to get something substantial.
But the engage comes through on the Canadian champ split push now. 3v1 situation, but the temper fate comes through. And it lands on 3 members of ARRC, but it's not going to matter in the long run. Canadian champ manages to flash away. Spider Juan lands the ult, but there's no follow-up in the mid lane. Anivia, Spike, and Hero managed to land the tower take, but Santa's there for the defense. Now Spike is in a bit of trouble. The Zephyr's going to land the knock-up as well. The burrow forward. And Spike is Emperor Divided. Thrown every which way. Going to be into the tower now. But Rek'Sai is the casualty in return. Going to be taken down immediately. Now the magical journey into the Ornn. Now is going to be the next target. And Ornn's taken down as well. A huge infinite duress onto the Azir. And the Azir goes down as well. Then Nezumi is the next target. Cosmic Binding with the bar damage. And the bite goes through and is dead now. But the Glacial Storm and the Flash Frost not going to land onto the Caitlyn. All up to the Ezreal to take her down. No, she's going to flash away and manage to survive with her life. Going to be so far a 1 for 4 in favor of TPR. It looks like they're just getting outclassed.
Yeah. And you know what? If I'm playing this team again, I'd probably ban the Bard away. I think he's causing a lot of issues, and
He has a rapid fighter cannon, by the way.
yeah. Well, he obviously knows what he's doing. He's gotten this Ezreal some pretty nice skill. You know, he's got him nice and fed. So, I definitely think the bot lane is kind of the MVP of this game so far. They're definitely pulling their weight. Heroes.
But the flash forward with the Cosmic Binding going to land a stun on the Treasury, but now he's 1v3 in a situation. Canadian champ going to land a Primal Howl onto 2 members of the back line, and the Arctic Storm as well going to take down both members. The passive is going to be procced, and now Canadian champ going to be fighting 2v1 along with the double Nexus turret. Going to be taking so much. We're now on the top side. Remzi's trying to fight the back line. It's going to go down as well. Going to be cutted back, and now Canadian champ is the next one to fall, and he's going to be taken down to 0 HP. Now Heartshaker Santa going to be trying to avoid death. The Tempered Fate going to miss on both targets. Now Juan is the next target. The Born Bellows going to save him from death for now, but the Flash Frost is going to take him down along with the E. Think this might be the end of the game, folks. Spike, full HP, going to tank through this front line of the turrets. Santa going to be Emperor's Divide of Spike into the tower. Going to be taking to 1 HP. And he's going to be taken down. No, misses the Shurima Soldier Shuffle. And the Nexus falls as the next objective. Game 2 of the match going to go over to TPR. And that will round up the end of the match as well as a best of 3.
Yeah,
2-0.
no.
Favor of TPR.
Great job by TPR. I mean, they played it very well, and I mean, they were close games early on, but they just kind of out macroed ARRC, and it kind of showed in a lot of the, in both of the games. So, I think for that game, the MVP for me would probably be Hero, but it would be a close second to Ziffy. I mean, I thought he played pretty well. And I think for overall for this series, I would probably give it to Hero for MVP for the series. So I thought he played really well this game, and I think he had a really great game.
Sorry about that. A little disconnect.
No, you're fine. I was just talking about MVP of that game and then MVP of the series. I think that Hero got MVP for that game and this series. Because I think he played really well. I mean, I think Prism played well this game, and I would give him for the series, but I didn't think he had quite as big of an impact this game, and I think Hero played pretty well both games, and then I think he did a lot this game.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely agree. I was going to give it to Hero this game as well, but now we have to take into account that now we have 2 MVPs of 2 different games, so we have to kind of average it out, see who had the bigger impact in both games. Like, both games were very similar in that the early game was quite even, right? And the gold difference and the dragon difference, indeed, were both almost completely equal.
Yeah.
And at some point, it ticked in favor of TPR, and the game snowballed from there. So we can definitively say that Prism did well in both games. And we can also say that Hero did well in both games. But we have to kind of measure which player was a bigger factor in that kind of tip in favor of TPR.
Yeah, I mean, I still think Hero did a really great job on the Ezreal, and I mean, he was just a force, that game. So I definitely would give him series MVP. So.
Yep. I would also have to agree, just because in the last game, while Prism did incredibly well on the Xerath, landing some good team fights, at that point, the team was already ahead. So, in this game, the tipping point was when Hero earned a triple kill on the Ezreal in the top lane against Team ARRC, and that's when the game started to tip in their favor. So because of that involvement in the tipping point, I have to also give it to Hero.
Yeah, and you want to see if one of them will come in and talk to us?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let me see if
I can't move the guy. I don't have that
no,
permission.
I'm asking Batman if they'll move him.
Because he's in there.
Yep. Give us just a second.
I just got a message from Prism saying if Hero don't want to talk, he's got it. But I think
Yeah. Okay, there we go. So
Hero of Termina.
Yeah, so
What's up, guys?
hey, what's up? We had you as the series MVP. We thought you played really well in this Ezreal, and game 1, even though you did not get the series or the game MVP, we still thought you played overall, pretty well in that game. We actually gave game 1 MVP to Prism, so but you got game 2 honors and then the series MVP. So how'd you feel like your team did?
Honestly, I would give the MVP to Spike because we put him on a tank and he does his job well, and that enables me and Anivia to pop off, kind of. And I just want to say that this match, this team that we faced was a lot harder than half the teams in duo esports. So I'm really excited about this org here.
Yeah, no, I mean, it, the game, the gold at the end of the game doesn't tell how this game went, and both
Yeah.
the series went because, I mean, for 20 minutes both games, the gold was almost equal, and it just seemed like there was a snowball point where you guys had just a little bit better macro to where you were able to just kind of get a bunch of turrets all at once, and great job for you guys, and how do you think this season's gonna go for you? Is this y'all's first time in the league?
Yeah, this is
Okay.
our first match in this league.
Okay.
Honestly, I'm excited. I feel like just based on that game that you guys have a lot of good teams, and it's definitely gonna be worth competing for. Um, let me see here. Traxter, how you
What's
doing,
up?
buddy?
How you doing, bro?
Do you like this league better than duel? Honestly,
So far,
I like
look
it,
pretty
yeah.
good.
The competition is really good. So yeah, all props to like enemy team, because they made us sweat. Like we were sweating, even though we 2-0'd them. Like it was a hard game, and especially props to Shajiro. It's the second time seeing him, and he's a really good AD carry. So it's good to see him again.
Yeah, and Draxar, you got any other questions for him?
Yeah. In the first game, when they picked Morgana into Kate, when they picked Thresh into Kate Morg, how'd you feel?
Honestly, I know Caitlyn is really strong. I don't play Caitlyn at all, but I
Okay.
was feeling it. Like as soon as the call was Morg first pick for whatever reason, and it clicked. Like, wait a second, Caitlyn's really good with
Mm-hmm.
Morgana. So like, wait, I haven't played Caitlyn ever, but she seems easy enough that we can win this lane. Not calling the bot lane bad or anything, but I think it went fairly well. But it definitely showed like I don't play Caitlyn.
Yeah, I mean, I
So
thought it was a great job for Arc to get the Kaisa for game one because it is such a power pick right now. But to give away the Kayla Morgana was kind of like a little cringy because it's like you pretty much just gave away one of the best bot lanes. It was like Zyricon a couple patches ago. It's just like you just didn't give it away, and the fact that they didn't either ban the Kate or the Morgana and then just let it through was kind of painful, because I mean, you played really well on the Caitlyn game one, so the fact
thanks.
that you're saying you hadn't really practiced it is kind of a bigger deal. So
Really quick though, give a shout out to Prism. I know he's a jungler, and for us to like have him as our mid laner for this, and he's doing so well was really good. So shout out to you, Prism. Thanks for
Yep.
carrying us game one.
yeah, no, I thought it was a huge. Whenever I found out he was a sub, the fact that he played, he was a jungle main that played mid. I thought he played really well. In game one, he kind of carried the team on their shoulders. So game two, he didn't get as many kills, but definitely didn't lose against Heartshaker Sana. So definitely props to you guys.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, looking forward to competing here. So good stuff.
All right.
Okay, well, I think that's gonna end our cast for tonight, and good luck, guys, and we'll see you guys week 2 of the RPL.
Have a good one.
All right, man. Jackson, see you later, fam.
Bye.